it's me, Twisted Bill. Boy, isn't heavy metal a lot of fun, huh? Well, you know, coming up tonight, we've got some of the heaviest metal ever. So let's get on with the show, okay?
Osbourne has been accused of inciting violence in the past. The parents of a Riverside teenager claim Osbourne's music drove their son to commit suicide. But Saturday's death happened before Osbourne came on stage. Last night, fans were carefully searched going into the concert. At least 2 were injured out inside, but many more were hurt Saturday night.
I saw 5 people walk out backstage, bleeding, 1 stabbed, really critical, a couple ODs, and a lot of people just getting trampled like cattle.
I don't think it's the music. I think the people are violent, and then they come here and have some place to do it.
On Wednesday, Osbourne will perform in Sacramento, where officials are greatly increasing security.
The lead singer of the heavy metal band Motley Crue was back in court today. He was ordered to begin serving a 30-day jail sentence for manslaughter and drunk driving. 24-year-old Vincent Neil Wharton will surrender himself at the Gardena City Jail on July 14th. Last July, he pleaded guilty to manslaughter and drunk driving charges in the head-on crash of his car in December of 1984. A passenger in his car was killed, and 2 others were hurt. In a plea bargain arrangement, Wharton was ordered to pay $2.6 million to the 2 injured victims and to the estate of the passenger who died. Jer.
Several Ozzy Osbourne fans remain hospitalized today from a weekend concert in which 1 person died. 22-year-old John Loftus of Newbury Park died of a broken neck after falling from bleachers Saturday night. 3 other fans of the controversial rocker are recovering from fractures and bruises. The fatality, officials say, occurred prior to Osbourne taking the stage.
This occurred at 20 minutes after the show started with the opening act. Ozzy Osbourne's show didn't even start until 9:30, which was an hour after this person was delivered to the hospital.
Police and paramedics say they had a busy time at the concert, with most incidents reported on Saturday night, many drug and alcohol related.
A first look at the Egyptian stage motif Ronnie James Dio is using on his current tour. Pyramid in the middle has a removable top here that Ronnie and the band climb out to start the show. The 2 sphinxes on the side that you see have a laser war during the concert. The stage was conceived by Ronnie's wife, Wendy Dio. Now, the Dio tour goes on for the rest of the year, and Twisted Sister has been added for all the August dates.
It's always a question of how to get my studio sound on stage. With Boogie, I have the control and versatility to do both with confidence. Boogies make it possible to play what I feel.
See the world's largest selection of Mesa Boogie amplifiers and accessories at Lab Sound, 16028 Sherman Way in Van Nuys.
Channel 4 News, Nightside.
Good evening, everybody. Topping our news at this hour, heavy metal singer Ozzy Osbourne, a man who bites the head off live animals at his concerts, whose music has been linked to Satanism, is once again the center of controversy. Authorities say 2 of his fans have been killed in incidents related to a series of his concerts this weekend at the Long Beach Convention Center. And tonight, security was beefed up for his final show after the tragedies of the last few evenings. A 22-year-old fan died of injuries sustained when he apparently jumped from a balcony at the arena during the song Jump for Life. Doctors at nearby St. Mary's Medical Center also say they treated several young people for injuries, all of them believed to have jumped from that balcony too. Tonight, 2 of them are in serious condition. Doctors also say there were knife fights.
We've had a couple of kids come in that have had a penetrating wound, stab wound. One this morning had a stab wound to the heart. One came in Friday night that had been stabbed in the abdomen and later died.
Osbourne, who had to receive a rabies shot after he bit the head off a bat during one concert, has no trouble attracting a crowd, but it's the type of crowd that has parents worried, and this isn't the first time controversy is to surround Osbourne. Last January, you'll recall, he was sued by the parents of an Indio teenager, this boy, who claimed that one of the songs led to their son's suicide. The boy's body was found with the headphones on, an Osbourne record on the turntable. The critics have long held that Osbourne's music is full of satanic messages. The singer blames this weekend's problems on drug or alcohol use.
It's a dream vacation, a luxury cruise to beautiful Bermuda. But watch the dream turn into a nightmare. Here, 'Here we come. As a sunny, carefree voyage becomes.
'Here we come. 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 '
A motley cruise to nowhere. Here's a chance for you and the guests to join the bad boys of rock and roll and their celebrity pals for a journey straight into the heart of the most dreaded stretch of water in the world, the Bermuda Triangle.
Dead men tell no tales, matey.
If you survive, you'll wind up on the pink sand beaches of Bermuda with $1,000 in your pocket. Plus Canoe, the man's cologne by Dana, supplies the jet skis.
Arr, shiver me timbers.
To enter, just send a postcard with your name and address to MTV Cruise, P.O. Box 1211, Radio City Station, New York, New York, 10101.
This is your chance to cruise with the crew.
A birthday party turns tragic at the home of rocker Tommy Lee. A young boy is pulled from his swimming pool lifeless. Cheryl Kahn has more on a disturbing story.
It happened in the pool of Tommy Lee's Malibu mansion. A group of children attending a birthday party there had been swimming when 4-year-old Daniel Carvin Beres was found floating face down.
Someone noticed the victim in the pool, in the shallow end of the pool, floating underwater.
Someone believed to be Tommy Lee then called 911 while 2 other adults tried to revive Daniel.
He was immediately removed from the pool where the adults noticed he wasn't breathing, and they administered CPR.
When paramedics arrived, they continued performing CPR, but despite their efforts, the little boy was pronounced dead. Today, Tommy Lee would not talk to the media, but Daniel's father reportedly called his son's death inexcusable, saying more people should have been hired to supervise children in the pool. Meantime, police are calling Daniel's death a tragic accident. In Malibu, Cheryl Kahn, Fox 11 News.
And it had all the sexual content in it that I was told that would be removed.
Pamela Anderson Lee talking about the scene that made her pull out of a movie project as she takes the stand today to tell her side of the story. Good afternoon once again. I'm Kelly Lang.
And I'm Chuck Henry. Our top story at 4:30. Pamela Anderson Lee spends this entire day on the stand in her own defense. Today she revealed more about why she didn't want to do a sex scene. Manny Medrano is at the courthouse now where Lee has just finished her testimony. Manny?
Well, Chuck, as you know, in a criminal case, you cannot put on the stand the person who's being prosecuted. But in a civil case, entirely different ballgame. We saw that, for example, in the O.J. Simpson civil case. Well, today, Pamela Anderson is on the stand trying to defend her case and explain to this jury, or pardon me, to the judge, that she did not breach a contract. Today, Baywatch star Pamela Lee explained to the judge deciding her case why she pulled out of the movie Hello, She Lied at the last minute.
I dropped out of the film because I read the script and I hated it, and it had all the sexual content in it that I was told that would be removed, and it was awful. And so I said, I'm absolutely not doing this movie.
But the lawyer for movie producer Ben Efron challenged Lee on that point, noting that after dropping out of his movie, she proceeded to make another movie that had graphic sex scenes.
Now, I wonder if you can explain that 4 weeks, or maybe 8 weeks, after you decided not to do the project Hello, She Lied, you did the movie Naked Souls, which contained very graphic scenes of simulated sex. Did it not?
Very graphic?
Graphic scenes of simulated sex.
In your eyes, graphic?
The plaintiff's attorney also pointed out that Lee was even telling the media that her next movie project was going to be Hello, She Lied.
You stated that the next movie you were going to do is Hello, She Lied.
In every interview I do, I talk about potential projects. A lot of those things don't work out, but...
Today on the stand, though, Lee held her ground when she felt that her privacy was being invaded.
Isn't this privileged information? I don't really wish the court to read all my medical background. Actually, I feel really offended. I don't think that's necessary.
Well...
Now, Pamela Anderson Lee has finished her testimony for today, but she's not necessarily through because the defense plans to call her in their case when they start to defend this $4.6 million case. Now, also next week, we can expect to see Kathy Ireland. She's the actress, former model, who replaced Lee in this particular movie. Reporting live from the civil courthouse downtown, I'm Manny Medrano. Back to you in the studio.